guys, welcome back to a new video. Tonight is the second night of Oklahoma Sooner 600 week with Lucas Oil NOW600. We didn't make it to night number one. We could have, but I just didn't feel like the weather looked good enough for us to make the trip out here to risk a night of hotel costs. So we just stayed home last night, but they did end up getting it in. Props to Terry and his whole crew. They actually parked all the trailers and stuff out in spectator parking and used the spectator parking as pits to unload all the cars and use it for staging. So great job by them to get it in, but with the way the weather looked, I just didn't feel comfortable taking a chance. But we made it for night number two. First time racing with the NOW600 this year. And if you don't remember, that's going to be stock non-wing and A-class. If you look over here, we have our Outlaw car here too. We thought about running that for these first couple nights, but just with these bigger tracks and how much that Outlaw engine costs, we didn't feel comfortable taking it out for those bigger tracks for how much it pays to win. So just stock non-wing and A-class tonight. Went out for qualifying. New this year with the NOW600, they do qualifying during hot laps. So we were second quick in our group in A-class. Car felt really good, but we had the wrong gear. We were like 2 teeth too high on the rear. So it was hitting the chip like half the way down the straightaway. And we came up 2.5 tenths short of Frank Flood in qualifying in that one. I definitely think if we had the right gear, we maybe would have had something for the quick time in that group. So we rushed back here really quick, put on a 46 instead of a 48, and went back out for non-wing. I think the gear that we have on it's going to be good. It was just barely on the chip at the end of the straightaways in non-wing. In the past, I've had trouble pulling out of the corners when I get too little RPM. So I think being on the chip just a little bit at the end of the straightaway is not going to be a bad sacrifice for having a little extra pull coming out of the corners. And then we went first quick in our group for non-wing. Car still didn't feel great. I felt like I had too much stagger in it. It didn't really want to drive straight enough. So I made some changes on my shocks, and we dropped the Jacobs ladder, and I made a stagger change so we can go back out for non-wing here pretty soon. They'll do top 4 inverts. We'll start 4th in the non-wing heat race, and we'll start 3rd in the A-class race. So hopefully we can make our way forward and get a good spot for the feature later on. for us in that non-wing race. Started 4th and immediately went to the top and got around all the guys that went to the bottom in 1 and 2. Got a good run down the backstretch and was able to beat them into 3 to run the bottom down there. My dad told me top in 1 and 2 and bottom of 3 and 4 was looking like the place to be, so just lucky it worked out for us and we were able to make our way to the front in that one. That actually puts us highest in points, so I went up to the NOW600 trailer and did my redraw a little bit ago, and I drew a 6, so that means we get to start 6th. Just seems like a lot of times when I have to do a redraw, I always end up picking like one of the worst spots, it seems like, but it is what it is. We'll move on to A class and see what we can get done here. Starting 3rd in this one, Bud starts on the outside of me, and hopefully we can just make our way forward and hopefully get it up there to the front of this feature as well. So car was kind of tight in the non-wing. Felt really tight, like it was trying to pick up the left side and into turn 1, but felt really good if I kept it straight into turn 1 to try and settle it down a little bit more. And then turns 3 and 4 felt pretty good on the bottom. I felt like I was maybe giving up just a little bit on entry because I don't have the car tightened up that much. But I felt like I was getting off of turn 4 really good in the tacky stuff down low. So we were able to keep it up there and grab that one. And now we get to go for A class. Disappointing in that heat race, only went 3rd to 3rd. That's going to set us up in a B main right here. We start pull of the second B main. I'm really just disappointed that I even have to run the B main. Coming out here I had higher expectations than that, and I don't know, just didn't quite go right for us. I missed the setup a little bit. In the non-wing I was pretty tight on the top. The right rear just had like so much bite in it on entry. So I slid the right rear tire out for A class, and I went out there and I felt like it just really ruined it for the bottom. I felt like I couldn't drive it in very deep, and I also felt like I couldn't cut it down to the bottom to drive off straight. So I pulled the right rear tire back in, and I'll just have to be careful with it when I get it non-wing, but hopefully we can just keep it up there for this B main and transfer into the A main. But disappointed nonetheless that I even have to be in it. really a disappointing night for us here tonight. Finished 13th in both features. If you can't tell from the video, I was on the chip pretty bad in that non-wing race. My chassis setup wasn't really good either. I had 3 and 6 in my rear pressures. I really should have been at like 3 and 4 just because it had slicked off enough. I tried to leave 6 in it because I was afraid it was hooking the cushion too much in 1 and 2, but it was just so slick everywhere else that I should have been at 4, I think. So that wasn't good, and then like I said, my gear was wrong. I was just running out of gear way too soon down the straightaways. Last time we were here, I accidentally wrote down that I had a 1249 on the gearing. I think what I actually had was a 1349, so just got the sprocket sizes mixed up on the front, and we pretty much always either run a 12 or a 13 on the front, and I just got it mixed up and I wrote a 1249 instead of a 1349. So definitely unfortunate for that, but nothing got torn up and we'll move on to tomorrow night. Definitely disappointed in myself for making a mistake like that. Last place we had this car out was Wayne County, and when I looked at the gearing, I was surprised to find that it was the same as the one that we had on the car, but I just didn't really think too much of it. It should have clicked in my mind right then that Creek County is way bigger than Wayne County, and I would have double checked my numbers on that, but I just didn't even think about that. So definitely disappointed with myself for that, but like I said, we'll move on to tomorrow night at Red Dirt Raceway and hope for better results there, and I'll definitely double check my gear before we go there. But yeah, Creek has never really been my favorite track. I don't hate the place, but I don't know, just I have a really tough time getting a hold of this place. I feel like every single time we come back here, something about the track's just a little bit different. Every single time we come back, it seems like. So I've struggled here. I've had some good runs here, but some not very good nights. But we'll keep coming back and seeing what we can do. I gotta give a big thanks to all of our partners for everything they do to help us out with this. Nathan Benson Motorsports, G-Force Chassis, Porter Steel Buildings, DDI Fabrication, AFD Graphics, and Sure-Built Suspensions for everything that all of them do to help us out and keep us on the road. Thanks to all of you guys for following along with this video and the channel. It really means a lot to me. If you like this video, be sure you click the like button down below. If you have any comments or suggestions or feedback for me that you'd like me to hear, be sure to leave a comment down below. I'd love to hear what any of you guys have to say. If you're new here and you really like this video, be sure to click the subscribe button to see more of my future uploads. I hope you all enjoyed this one from Creek County Speedway, and we'll see you tomorrow night for Red Dirt Raceway.